Wow. You're listening to Dinosaur Jr. live on KEXP. I'm DJ El Toro, and I'm going to turn things over to a professional. We have a very special guest, Henry Rollins, here to ask the band a few questions.
Just so our wonderful listeners know, Dinosaur Jr. is in the middle of some shows. These are the last ones for the year, tonight in Seattle and tomorrow in Vancouver, and I think the band will go home and catch their breath for a while. What the band has been doing for the last several days, 2 times this year, they've been going out and playing their 1988 album Bug in its entirety, and that's what's going to be happening tonight, and that's going to be happening tomorrow night. That's what's been going on all week. And the band, knowing that I am a extra large Dinosaur Jr. fan, they asked me to come on stage with them before they go out and play their great songs and ask them a few questions. And so I think we're in show 13 or 14 of this thing that we started several months ago on the East Coast of America. And the shows have been getting better and better and better. It's incredible how a band can be even better than they were the night before when you think they could never be better than what you just saw. But they are doing it. And these are men of action. They don't like the harsh glare of scrutiny that much, so we're not going to put them through too much. Gentlemen, if anyone would want to volunteer anything about this, what's it like to be back in Seattle? You see what I mean?
It's great. We love it.
That was your drummer, Murph. Fellas, this is a guitar rock loving town. In the 90s, Seattle was one of those go-to cities as far as a place that was bringing out bands that made people think differently about music as far as radio, major label signings, and MTV. Dinosaur Jr. was a huge part of that big shift in music that, thankfully, the music industry has never recovered from. I don't exactly know if I have a question in all of this, but you guys have been touring consistently throughout the 80s, the 90s, and bravely and triumphantly through this new century as well. What does touring and playing as often as you all do mean to you? Still enthusiastic about playing every night? Is it still fun?
More than ever.
Yeah, I like it a lot better now than when I was a kid. I was, I don't know, more ungrateful, I guess, and just kind of depressed or something.
Were audiences perhaps a bit more aggressive towards the band back in the early days?
A bit.
The really early days, but after, You're Living All Over Me, it kind of brightened up.
That would be 1987. Do you guys remember have any memories of playing Seattle? Because quite often a band is having a rough time on the road. They come to Seattle, and it's a much different experience in that people got big ears here. They're very, very open-minded. And when bands play loud and they play well, they often get a very loyal fan base in Seattle.
Yeah, we played a show here. There weren't a lot of people here, but the people that were here were like, I just remember them almost rushing the stage to look at Jay's pedals. Like this, sort of semicircle of guys with long hair and flannel on, just ogling Jay's pedals.
Right.
Yeah, and we played the same club the next year, and it was packed. So it was a cool experience.
What's it like to come back around and visit the Bug album nightly?
It's been good. I like it actually better now than I did back when it came out. It's a lot more fun to play.
Right.
Any particular songs that you were wary about coming back to? Things that you were like, really? Do we have to revisit that? Or were you passionate about all of them?
For me, just Let It Ride. I like that song, but it was kind of a workout. It kind of takes a while to build up to speed. But
And half the songs we never really played before, so it was interesting.
Yeah, even after we recorded it, we didn't really. A few of them, They Always Come, did we play that live? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We did? Okay, never mind.
But I didn't sing it, and I think it was instrumental.
Okay. Yeah, there's some that were kind of almost like epics for us, that we didn't really necessarily play that often or feel comfortable playing, and we had to go back to them now and just go, okay, let's do it.
And did you even consider giving yourselves an escape clause? If this doesn't work out, we don't have to do.
No, it's pretty clear. When I listened to the record again, preparing for this, I was like, oh yeah, all these songs are awesome.
Yay.
And also we had done in London, and we had done Living All Over Me, and that seemed to go pretty well. So I think we were confident that we could pull off Bug.
Was that one of those All Tomorrow Parties get-togethers? I have a question for you guys. Before you said yes to doing these bug shows, did you guys get in a room and actually go through the record song by song to make sure it would happen?
No.
Okay, so you just trusted it?
We just kind of
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
No, it was like Henry's going on tour with you, and he's going to interview about the record, and the record is Bug, so learn it now.
yeah.
And then you were slapped across the face hard.
Well, I want to know, what in God's name prompted you to invite Henry to come out and talk to you? It's a wonderful treat for the
Because
fans.
they knew they would be getting to the stage on time.
What I heard, you know what I heard? What I heard was that we had asked, the management or the band had asked Henry to speak, and then Henry then said, I'm not going to get up there and do my thing before Dinosaur Jr. That then somehow it was worked out that you would interview us rather than you do your thing.
Yeah,
out of respect to the band.
Yeah,
which
they came to me and they said, you'll go out and do 45 minutes before Dinosaur Jr. I said, no way. In front of a rock crowd, they really don't want to listen to some guy talk. It would just be like beer cans and insults. And then they said, well, what about the guys would want to know if you want to interview the band? I went, oh, so I have so many questions. And as I said, yeah, let's do that. But the idea of going on before you guys, just me armed with a microphone, I didn't envy that prospect. Because you just can't depend on an audience to want to stand and listen. I mean, come on, it's a bit much to ask of an audience.
No, but it is a treat, I think, for the audience to have a major fanboy up there for a few minutes and asking the sort of questions that most people are never going to have an opportunity to ask.
Yeah, and it sets up the album, and these guys have been friends for so long. They have been a great band for so many years. There is a lot of stuff to talk about, and so what I do every night is I try and move the questions along to keep these guys interested. I don't want them bored. And ultimately, the audience came for the music, so we keep it very brief. We try and move it along and have some fun, and then the guys get out there, and it's just, amazing shows every night.
Well, that sounds like a cue to me. Can we hear some more music?
Absolutely.